Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey. On this day, exactly 1 year ago, the dragon/artist/sugar addict known as Jinlong released her first YouTube video. She thought it was dumb and cringy as all hell weeks later and still thinks so to this day. But for some reason, people seem to like it. 1 year of a lot of grinding, becoming a pro editor and audio specialist in a span of 3 months and fighting the algorithm later, she has become very tired, sleep-deprived, and irrationally angry at computers. You guys, what do you love? Tell me what you love most, anything. From ice creams and hot summer days, to listening to music during rainy weather, to drawing My Little Pony Vor on DeviantArt. What? I don't judge. But you know what I love? Each and every single one of you. When I started this channel, I believe I had less than 3 subs. It managed to grow to, currently, 326 in 1 year. And sure, if you think of big YouTubers, it might not seem like much, but the engagement this channel gets is absolutely insane. The ones that make all the difference to me are you guys, who go out of your way to watch, leave a like, leave a comment, sometimes even shoot me a Discord DM just complimenting on a video you liked. So today marks 1 year of this journey, this path we've built together on this channel. Now we get to celebrate this joyous occasion. Today's a day to party, muchachos. We'll be hosting a game night tonight on our Discord server. I have a main activity planned though, with a big prize for the winner. In the past we've done events on the server and I've given out Discord Nitro, character drawings, you name it. This time though, I'm giving away something a little bigger. How would you like to win a walk cycle of your character? Yes, really, like this one I made of Jinlong. On paper with a professional lightbox. I'm offering to whoever wins the game a full walk cycle of any character they wish. If you want to know more, stay until the end. Without further ado, let's get this video started already. So, some people might have recalled me complaining about this area of YouTube that has existed for a while, but I never took the time to look into until now. I'm talking about the Storytime animated channels. What they're supposed to be is places where kids and teenagers submit stories about their lives, and these stories then get selected and animated into Storytime videos. I say it's what they're supposed to be because what they actually are is corporate channels run by companies who steal stories submitted to Reddit and Tumblr from years ago and animate them as theirs. Or just plain fabricate them entirely. So yes, in a nutshell, they're all fake. What's worse is the vast majority of the audience for these channels is young kids. They are a young, impressionable audience that are easily convinced that what they're watching actually happened and is real. I guess in the past it would be easy to get confused over which stories are real and which are not, but these days it seems they're really going out of their way to push the sensationalism.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm 14 years old. I'm at an age that I've never had any interest in being.
I have a big problem. I'm too pretty.
Recently, I had problems with my women's health, and I know that my boyfriend infected me. But the thing is, I had 3 boyfriends, and I had to do an investigation to find the culprit.
The leader picked me up and made me lie down in the coffin. Then they shut the lid. I couldn't breathe.
As if to prove the fact that most of these accounts are content farms made to extort ad revenue from kids, their video thumbnails and titles are created with a critical eye to the situation of the world, and display beautiful, moving artworks and thoughtful wording, in the well-acclaimed art of clickbait.
But before I move on, like the video and hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on it. Rumor has it that if you do so, you'll get taller by 5 inches tomorrow.
And there's just dozens and dozens and dozens of these accounts multiplying at an alarming rate and often appearing on YouTube's trending page. But at the end of the day, what even is the problem here? I mean, sure, they're farming content daily by stealing stories or fabricating them entirely and passing them off as real to their audience of children, but what is my actual issue with these accounts? See, a running trend in these corporate Storytime channels is that they often get topics that are very serious and require a lot of nuance to discuss, like abusive parents, illegal immigration, even gender reassignment surgery for trans people. And then they treat it like a reality show interview. A topic I see a lot in these videos is teen pregnancy. Like, a lot. But for some reason, that seems to be the one topic they treat with actual respect. Like, they do accurately show the struggles that come with becoming a mother at a young age. Just kidding, they treat it like a fucking soap opera.
My life was over. Bury me. Forget about me. Over. I had gotten pregnant from swimming in a pool.
We found out that I couldn't have an abortion. My mom was crying, and I just sat there feeling completely empty. Well, aside from my baby.
Hi, my name is Julia, and I had a baby during a chemistry class. When our school vacations were over, we met again, but he completely ignored me. I knew he wouldn't ignore me for long, though. I was pregnant.
I made my mom pregnant on purpose, and no one knows. Hi, here is my family.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
I got pregnant in elementary school. My cousin got me... ... My bear got me pregnant. Actually happened story. I gave birth to a puppy. In jail. They all have patterns too. They almost always start with the speaker introducing themselves.
Hi, my name's Zara.
Hello, I'm Karen.
Hey, I'm Chris.
And they try to keep it relatable at first, but then the story starts to spiral into a direction that no human would ever relate to it. You might remember trending classics like, I'm a gold digger. I married a tree for its money. Part 2. I got pregnant from swimming with my friends. And my personal favorite, I am breastfed at 16.
I was shocked and started crying because I loved drinking my mom's milk. It tastes much better than cow milk because even though it starts off a bit watery, after a few seconds it gets really creamy. Yum! To this day, every morning and every evening, my mom comes into my room to breastfeed me. I guess the only weird thing is that I'm 16. I mean, what's wrong about being breastfed as a teenager? It tastes amazing. There are lots of health benefits, and I have a really close relationship with my mom because of it. But then she offered me to play hide and seek again, just like in the old times. It's a game where my mom hides somewhere inside our house, and once I find her, I can drink her milk as a reward. Anyways, for the next 2 years, I will continue to live with my mom, and I'm not planning to stop breastfeeding anytime soon.
What kind of fuckery is this?
You see what I mean? It's already hard enough for actual talented animators to get any fucking coverage because YouTube's algorithm likes to fuck them over by putting their content as for kids simply because it's animated. Meanwhile, we have these corporate animated channels actually geared towards kids who just use this medium to farm content through clickbait, earning millions of views and millions of subs. I'm an animator myself. This kind of thing is sort of my job. But I really don't care how much of a bind I end up in, how little money I could earn, or how desperate I get. I am never selling my soul to companies like this who use animation as a quick way to bust a buck. Yep, I am my own person, and me and my channel will never head in that direction. Never. Hi, my name is Jinlong. I'm a regular 19-year-old girl. I'm gonna tell you guys a terrifying, crazy story that happened to me for real. My family was ordinary, like everybody else. Nothing special about us. We didn't have much, but we were happy. At least we used to be until my dad died. For as long as I remember, my mother was a professional clown juggler. As expected, it wouldn't be enough to pay the bills as a single parent of 2 kids. Child labor laws make working illegal for minors, but since I was the older sister, I had to step up and get over this inconvenience. I took up some part-time jobs like delivering newspapers and heading small shops. The winters were particularly freezing, and I got life-threatening pneumonia once, but it wasn't that bad. What mattered was that I discovered my amazing skills as an entrepreneur. I was doing pretty well for a 6-year-old, my mom said. As I got older, I had to skip school a lot to work and care for my younger siblings. So I used electronics to fill the void of having little to no social interaction with beings my age other than my family. See, at the time, the only real person I talked to was my cousin, Shade. We were very close since we were kids, and even though our own family constantly made Alabama jokes about us, we didn't mind. One day though, Shade stopped messaging me as much and stopped answering my calls. I was afraid something was wrong with him, you see. So I decided to ride my bike to his house to see what was going on. I may have been a little out of shape, but there was no way I'd let 2 states away slow me down. When I got to his house, he was hunched over the computer screen, looking at something that I can't see because his body blocked me. He turned to me and said,
I didn't see you there. I've been very preoccupied the last couple of weeks, and I don't have time because I am too focused on a greater purpose.
Greater purpose? What could it mean? Suddenly, I couldn't stand it any longer. I screamed at him, rupturing his eardrums. I told him that I deserved to be the very center of his attention at all times, and that his behavior was disturbing and neglectful. Suddenly, his eyes did the anime glasses sparkle, and he just stared at me in silence.
I believe you have what it takes,
he said.
I have found a greater purpose in my religious community, which I found on Tumblr, and evolved into a standalone website made with Wix.com. Would you like to find your purpose too?
I was shooketh. The only religion I put my faith in was Scientology. I would never give it up for a community whose homepage was on a site constructed by Wix.com. But then he took out something he was hiding behind his back.
If you join, you'll get this packet of instant noodles I found here a week ago.
My eyes lit up. How did he know? How did he realize that noodles were my weakness and moldy, infested ones tasted the best? I didn't even hesitate. I told him to sign me up. According to the website information, the initiation was going to be in an unnamed but totally existing remotely located cabin in the woods. I was so excited! When I arrived at the checkpoint, I was greeted by two spooky hooded figures.
What's the password?
One of them asked. A hilariously funny password that the writer is gonna come up with very soon, I enthusiastically replied.
Okay, follow us.
The other member replied as I followed them through the woods. It was dark, and the only lights I could see were from the cheap circular flashlights that barely illuminated a millimeter in front of us.
Why are we dragging this moron to be a part of our obviously shady cult run by high school students whose only idea of a cult is from scary movies?
One of them said. The other huffed.
Because it's the only conflict the idiot who wrote this story could come up with. Now hurry up, the ritual's about to start. We're gonna be doing stuff with knives and blood, right?
I thought we were gonna use nunchucks instead.
I pretended not to hear what they were saying because it's rude to eavesdrop on conversations directed at you. We eventually reached an old cabin in the woods. When we got inside, who else did I find but Shade? He turned out to be the cult leader.
We brought you here because you're obviously too blind to see the real truth of the world. So, we are here to show you.
Dude, what are we supposed to do again?
Yeah, like I know we went over the Google Docs and all, but I was kinda confused by it.
Shade huffed in frustration.
I can't believe you both. I put it in the sparkly word art and all. We're supposed to use the knives and the nunchucks.
This time I could not contain my curiosity. I timidly asked, what exactly are the knives and the nunchucks for? The cult members approached me menacingly and backed me into a corner.
We just like to play traditionally violent games with them that shed light to the culture of toxic masculinity.
Oh, okay, I replied back.
What you have to do is simple. In order to be accepted into our religion and join our ranks, you must do one thing.
They looked me dead in the eyes.
You must listen to Gangman style for 10 minutes.
I was dumbfounded. No, this was too much. The 2012 memories were coming back. The horror, the calamity. In a moment of unexplainable logic, I grabbed the noodle packet from Shade's hands, and without hesitation, I was out of there. They tried to chase after me, but as I have to be alive by the end of this story, plot convenience was on my side. The police car sirens blared outside. It hit me. I was a thief. I had taken noodles that did not belong to me, and I had become a criminal. The cops must have been onto me. Nothing awaited me for the rest of my life besides a cold, dark jail cell. After all, noodle theft was the worst crime punishable by a life sentence in our dimension. I ran and ran and ran. I didn't know how long it had been. Minutes, days, years. I finally arrived back home, and I thought for sure this nightmare would be over. But when I got to my front door, who did I find there but an extremely ripped bodybuilder? Do I know you? I asked him.
You have single-handedly ruined my life, and you don't even know me?
He screamed at me. Why are you here? I asked. He stared at me. He looks like he would foam at the mouth at any moment.
I was but a boy with a love for Garfield comics, and every day I would await the newspaper delivery. You delivered to my house. You remember that job, right?
Yeah, I replied.
I have every single Garfield comic except one. 13 years ago, you skipped my house and made my life absolutely miserable. Ever since, I have been training and awaiting this day, and now that I know your name and address, I can finally be whole.
He took out a bottle of gasoline and without hesitation threw it over my house. No, don't do this! At least let me save my 36 packets of toilet paper, I shrieked.
Then give me my fucking Garfield comic!
Fartfield has been irrelevant for decades, I screamed.
Lies! Garfield is immortal! Garfield is forever!
He threw a lit match, and my house was on fire! I couldn't believe my eyes! There was no way I could save my beloved 36 packs of toilet paper now! I had no choice but to call an Uber and run away to the country border. As I'm recording this, I'm in my Uber's 2008 Toyota Prius. My driver's name is Rakesh, and he told me he had a fulfilling life as a corporate IP tracker. So I just know I'll be safe with him. Has this ever happened to you? What should I do once I start my new life as an illegal immigrant? Let me know below in the comments. Thanks for watching our little 1-year special. I want to give a shout out to my friends who helped out providing voices for this project, Freya MTS, Jolko Musical, and Shade Nocturne. Great friends who were there with me since day one. Their accounts are linked below if you want to check them out. I want to give a massive celebratory dance to my friend Riker, who made the Shade and Bodybuilder models, and helped me out with the animation. Check out his Twitter, he's an amazing artist and fellow animator. Phew, I have to admit that for fake stories that are supposed to look cheap and lazy, this still took a while to make. I guess it's because it only had 2 animators, and because it's also the best story time to ever exist. As I mentioned before, we'll be hosting a game night on our Discord server at approximately 10 PM UTC-3. That's my time zone. Just Google UTC-3 to find out the time in relation to yours so you can be there. The prize is a walk cycle of your character. So, what game is it and how do you win? Well, that's about it. Thanks so much for watching, really and truly. I'll see you all next time, and I'll have planned something even better for next year.